Hey everybody, welcome back to Jeff Bowles Central. Before I get you to your BioShock Infinite video here, I wanted to let y'all know that recently I promised my viewership here on Jeff Bowles Central that I was going to be changing up my video game videos here pretty soon. I'm going to start pre-scripting what I say, my reviews, so it's less off the top of my head, less extemporaneous for some of them, or for most of them, or for all of them, we'll find out. Just want to let you know, not quite ready to do that yet. Don't have the equipment yet, which is to say a Bluetooth keyboard of some sort. So, this is an old-fashioned Jeff Bowles Central video game video that you're about to watch, but those newer types of videos are still coming, so stay tuned. That's what I wanted you to know. All right, let's watch this video. Hey everybody, welcome back to Jeff Bowles Central. It seems like an unlikely thing to do to dig this video game out of the closet and talk about it in the year 2024. This is a 11-year-old video game. It's not got a remaster incoming or a remake or a redo or a re-release. It doesn't have an anniversary. It's just an excellent game that I've been thinking about a lot lately because I loved it so much 11 years ago. This is BioShock Infinite, okay? This is the third game in the BioShock series. The first game was wonderful. It was just called BioShock. It came out in 2007. It was a really groundbreaking game. It was kind of dark and atmospheric and moody and kind of a period piece in a way. And it had some cool things to say, too. It had some comments to make, even about the nature of gaming. And just blindly following orders to your detriment and things like that. And then there was a sequel made, BioShock 2, by a different development team, not Irrational Games. And then this came out, okay? And I gotta tell you, like, this game is Ken Levine, okay? He was the lead, the head honcho of Irrational. He's kind of a nut job. No offense, Ken, if you're watching, which he isn't. No, he's kind of an artist, this guy, as far as game developers go. Yeah, he wants you to have a hell of a fun time playing his games. He wants you to shoot, and loot. He wants you to discover the story, and he wants you to discover the world and all that stuff. But he also wants you to have something new every time you approach one of his games. And while this game does feel like a BioShock game, and in a lot of ways it harkens to a lot of the themes and a lot of the messages, it really takes the series to a brand new place. First of all, rather than a city underwater, which was the original, this is a city kind of up in the clouds, and it takes place in the early 20th century, kind of American in nature, but kind of idealized, so not an America that ever actually existed. In a lot of ways, it's kind of like when you first see the place, it's like Disneyland, like the main street at Disneyland, walking into that place for the first time, only like up in the clouds and super idyllic, and there's like barbershop quartets singing the Beach Boys for some reason, even though that's like, what is that, 80 years later, 60 years later, 70, whatever that is. So what's cool about this game is just the intricacies of it, just the unique nature of it. You will never find another game like this. They didn't make more like it, and there really hadn't been too much like it before, except, again, the original BioShock games. But I can't really describe how it feels to play this game. There's just a certain, like, dark, but interesting, fascinating, I don't know, it's so good, and it's so fun. The shooting is so on point. And, you have these abilities that you can kind of cultivate, just like that, a little lightning hand there, and which really add a lot of variety and momentum to how you play. And, there's this cool skyhook thing where you're kind of swinging and flying all over the damn city. It's just momentum based. What I really love is the story. Very unique, very interesting. In some ways inferior to BioShock, I believe, and I think a lot of people think that way just because BioShock really was cooking as far as its intent with the players, which is again kind of, I think, ties back into that "why do you follow all the orders you are given, gamer" kind of thing, which was really cool, really groundbreaking. But this one has some comments to make about society. Society at the time that this kind of supposed to take place, society today. It talks about racism, it talks about sexism, it talks about power and domination, and it's got some interesting themes. I don't really know how to tell you what I want to tell you, because I feel like it's a wordless thing. I feel like this is a game that must be played to be understood. When this came out, I was in a bad place in my life. I won't go into it, but I remember the morning I popped it in my Xbox 360, okay? And I fired it up, and I disappeared into this world, and all my problems melted away. And that's kind of common for gaming. That's not unnatural. Like, that's kind of why we play. We want to disappear. We want to go to a different world and feel like somebody else, feel like a badass most of the time. But this really sucked me in, and my problems are just gone. I'm not advocating BioShock Infinite as a form of therapy, although you could try. It's cheaper. Anyways, I just want you to know, you need to play this game if you've never played it. If you did play it 11 years ago, you need to play it again. It's a miracle. It's a beautiful game. Is it as good as the original BioShock? If it isn't, it's so close you might as well just consider them equal. Some people like it better, some people like it less, but it's unique, it's brilliant, it's fun, totally worth your time. I hope that was good enough. I hope that was a complete enough way to talk about BioShock Infinite. Stuff like this doesn't tend to hit the market too often, especially in the AAA, big budget, big payoff space. Like I said, it's kind of a piece of art, just as much as it's an excellent action first-person shooter video game. So if that sounds appealing to you, and it should, in my opinion, please, play. Yeah. All right, everybody, if you enjoyed that video, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time here on Jeff Bull Central. Bye-bye.
Not saying it ain't worth it anymore. It's just you've never given me that look before. That longing gaze, I wanted to